Hello and welcome to another episode of Minecraft Features. This time we're going to be focusing on altitude. And here's an interesting thing. If we go above layer 240, you can see both the sun and the moon at the same time. Something you can't do any other way. So you can see this is just about sunset, and I believe it's at sunset and sunrise that you can see this. See the moon's going up there. And the sun is going down. So yeah, so we just popped down a bit. We're about 245 here, so we're pretty near the top. The top being, you know, about 255. Some stuff can happen, like the bedrock block at the bottom is y equals 0. The bottom face of it is y equals 0, and the top sort of air block. If you imagine, if there was an air block at the 255, the top face of it would be at y equals 256. If you look at here as well, you can see there's a difference in with 1.6 between the feet position and the eye position. So where your feet are, I'm standing on 245 and my eyes are at 246.6. So there's that. And yeah, and this height change obviously it's only been introduced since there was a change from a different file format. So there was a file format called the region file format. Okay, and it changed to the anvil file format. So let's just let's just do let's go back down. And if we look at about layer, see here's the clouds. We just look around there. You can see that they're one block thick, and they're at 127. So we just go through it again. We should see that at 127. Oh, no, they're not. Oh yeah, they are. Sorry. So there we are. I'm right in the clouds now. So no, they're more than one block thick now, aren't they? Yeah, they're quite a few blocks thick. So there's the cloud layer. Now what I wanted to go through now is all the different sort of ores. So we're going to be so the aim was sort of to start from the top and to go down. So yeah, I mean I want to talk about water first, because water is obviously a bit of an issue. Water, the range that water is found can be anything from layer 1 to level 111. The common area that's found is between 48 and 62. So even when you get an ocean, often it doesn't go much below level 48. Yeah, and and altitude is also to do with your eye level, I believe, because sea level is layer 62 and altitude level 63. And there's quite a few things, you know, water and sand. Sand, obviously, because it's on the edge of the water, is ideally found on layer 61, but it can also be found between 43 and 63 commonly, but the whole range is between 2 and 112. So you can get sand very, very low down in the ground indeed. But the there's actually a graph in it, a logarithmic graph, and the chances that you're going to find it down at sort of level 2 to 10 is very, very low compared to, you know, 43 to 63. And it's not the same higher up, but it is different. Once again, from the common range of 43 to 63. So now that we've and also dirt as well. Dirt is even more. There's an even larger range of 0 to 126, with the common amount that you're going to find in 5 to 80. Ideal is very similar to sand, and keep in mind that this is dirt, grass, and mycelium, and it's 61 for the dirt. So yeah, for the dirt, grass, and mycelium is the ideal level. And what I'm going to do, and yeah, I mean, and this I believe is actually not actually biome dependent. Well, it might be biome dependent, but I need to look into it, because I've done something on extra biomes. I need to look to do some stuff on vanilla biomes to fully understand how that's going to affect the you know, I mean, obviously there's some things you can tell desert's going to have a shitload of sand, so I guess maybe it is different. But it may not affect the actual level height. It's an interesting question that will be answered in later Minecraft features. So now what I want to do is I'm going to head down, and I'm going to look at all the things that we find as we go down. This is obviously in the vanilla game. Obviously, a lot of other mods are going to add more ores. So I should get some torches to highlight this. So we will do that. We will do just that. And I'm gonna make a reasonably. I could just use TNT for this. Actually, it might be a bit easier. Problem is, can you actually right click with a flint and steel when you've actually got TNT? I wonder. Obviously in creative I'm thinking about. Flint and steel, I don't know if you see how it's a tool, but I suppose it could be. Oh, it does work. That's handy, isn't it? Oh, what are the cats doing here? To be honest, I might need them for another video. Let's just get somewhere else. Oh man, I told them to sit there. This is not really what I wanted to talk about here. Alright. So let's move on now. It's not really the best play, but it doesn't really matter. I'm going to be down far enough soon enough. So our first aim, right? We're at level 79 now. Maybe impossible. They may just have to die, to be honest. Because if I can't stop them from following me, you know, what am I supposed to do really? There's only one here though. Let's try here. Alright, so like I say, the first thing I want to do is to get to the next, is we're going to talk about coal and gravel. Now coal and gravel, very, very similar. Coal is 0 to 114 its range, gravel is 1 to 115. So say the figure is the same, but there's obviously a slight variation in terms of low level stuff. Commonly gravel and coal are both found between 5 and 66. But we're going to be looking for the ideal layer, which is 48 for both of them. So in theory, if we get to 48, we should be able to find this stuff quite easily. So it's 68 now. And let's keep on going. That's 67. How are we only getting one layer down each time? It'll take forever. I thought it would be easier to do it like that, but it's not really. And to be honest, the lighting is always fine. I don't think you get lighting in creative, do you? I haven't really been much of it. But here we are, as we get near to 48, see here's some gravel. So obviously, you know, because it's calculated logarithmically, it's going to, you see right here at 48, we're really getting, you know, we're not quite at 48, but we're so near that the likelihood is much higher at this stage. So yeah, and now at 48, it's just pretty much there now. So we're really in prime territory now for this stuff. And we should, there's some iron. Iron is most commonly found at 42, so we're a bit high for that. Let's see if we can get some coal here. And it does seem to affect stuff actually, doesn't it? Finally some iron. There's some coal. And that is literally at level 48. So you can see this, and this is it's a very large chunk of coal there. And that's because we're at 48 that we get such a, there was probably at least 16 coal in there. And that's going to be pretty good. So like I said, I've done coal and I've done gravel. And we've done those as well. So the next one's iron at 42. We've already seen iron popping up here. Just do a little bit more. Let's go down a bit more. And here we are at a perfect level for iron. I believe, yeah. So the layer level is this, but the altitude is obviously 43.6. And this is prime spot for iron. So keep in mind, once I get to diamonds, it may not be quite as easy to find all this stuff. I've got a cave system here. So this should be, there we go, instantly finding iron. Not such a large delta from it. As you can see, the water, which is comes from 1 to 111, it's no surprise to find it this low down either. And the coal likelihood is also still pretty high, as you can see. Probably not quite as high. It looked better at 48, I think. There was slightly less than that. But obviously you can't really tell much from what, you'd have to take so many readings, and you'd have to work it out mathematically to really, to really look at the probability. So yeah, there's the iron. Now if we want to find gold, this is the next one to find. We're looking at layers 0 to 31 is total range, 4 to 29 is the common range, 28 is the sweet spot. So let's pop down to 28. Yeah, I mean gold shouldn't be too hard to find because it is just 28. So here we are at 28. Just lie it up there, and we'll start causing some mayhem. There we go, our torches. And there we go! So really, I mean, okay, that is a bit lower. It is about 26, but still, I mean, see, we've got 3, 4 pieces, 5 pieces. 5 pieces of gold. It's not bad. Not bad at all. And there's more gold here. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So yeah, if we'd be doing this vanilla, we've just got 12 pieces of gold in a very short amount of time. And gold really is, yeah. I mean, that's perfect. It really, I mean, really, if you really focus on what level you're at for all these items, it's very, very. I mean, so far it's very, very simple just to find them all. I mean, I didn't expect. I mean, so that one's over already. Now, emerald. This one I sense I may be in the wrong biome. I have a sneaking feeling that emerald is in extreme hills only. Here we are at 20, so this is where emerald should be. I've got to say though, I think it is in extreme hills. I think that is the one thing that I've overlooked, and it's just something which I didn't even look up just now, but I just have a sense that is where. I mean, we're in the forest now, but look how much gold I'm finding. Incredible. To give myself a chance, I'm just going to go back up to the top quickly. I'm just going to... I just want to check. I think it is in Extreme Hills. It's maybe a big mistake, and I may be wrong, but I'm going to have a look for Extreme Hills. Yeah, and I believe also, something, I don't think that anything actually comes up, anything actually grows higher than about level 127. Is it the Extreme Hills Edge? I'm gonna go for it. All right. So here we are, about level 20. Yeah, I think this may be where we come a bit unstuck looking for emeralds, because emeralds are very, very hard to find. And I think even here there might be like one or two in the whole place, in the whole chunk. And I'm not sure exactly how many chunks. I believe actually a chunk is like 16 by 16 by the whole lot. I was a bit confused when I did the Chicken Chunks mod review. I thought it was like up to 128, and then they set in the top half of the 16 by 6. I thought there was like 16 by 16 by like 128 at the top, and then there was like one at the bottom as well. But it turns out that's not really the case. It's just the whole lot, I think. I'm going to look at that when I look at the difference between the Anvil, this new Anvil format and the region format. What was it? I think it was a 12W07, so that must have been an early 2012 one. It changed. But yeah, it doesn't look like we're going to find any emeralds. Yeah, I mean, there's only so far you can really look. That was dumb. But yeah, so I mean, yeah, but yeah, they're from 4 to 32. They can find them. 4 to 29 is common. 20 is the ideal layer. Even then, they are very, very rare indeed. Let's see if we can find any of the other stuff then. Lapis is at 14, with it being found anywhere from 0 to 30, with commonly found between 11 and 17. So we'll head down to 14. Here we are. And you can see once we get to this level, really it starts changing a lot, because a lot of these ranges, like diamond is 0 to 15, redstone is 0 to 15, obsidian, although it's 2 to 62, it's commonly found on 10. So really, this bottom 15 layer, I mean, bedrock's obviously 0 to 4 range, 0 to 2 commonly found, and ideal on 1. But once you get here, I mean, this is really where everyone really, this is where you want to go. Lava is 0 to 85, commonly found at 4 to 10, so this is fairly common lava. It's right at 10, and in fact, it's the ideal place for lava to be found at 10. It's what is, so if you know it's 10. Yeah, I mean, I'm at 11 with 12.6 of my eyes, so it's actually the top face of this is at 11 and the bottom face is at 10, sort of thing. But yeah, I mean, at this level, it's really a case of it could be anything. It does get because think about redstone. One thing I noticed, even though redstone actually loads in the same way as diamond, it's 8 times per chunk instead of 1. So I believe it's 8 times more common to find redstone than it is to find diamond. I mean, this iron is yeah. I mean, we're quite low for it. It's not. You're not going to get the best sort of iron here. It's not going to be huge. It's not going to be huge loads of iron down here, because it's just not how. Yeah, it's not the best place for iron. And so there does seem to be something with the actual amount that load. But yeah, I mean, like I say, I mean, there's also a thing that a lot of people, I mean, there's some lapis. And what layer are we at? We're still a bit low for it, but it's still there. Now there is a possibility we could find stuff around the lava. I mean, I don't know why that is the case. That people, I mean, if people are just saying that, I'm going to have to look into it more. And this is one of the fun things about doing vanilla stuff, because I know I've been doing a lot of, really I've been doing mods up until now, and then suddenly I've started to do vanilla all the time. And that's because I really like vanilla, actually. Obviously I've when I watched it back in the earlier days, vanilla was all you had, and it was very fun to watch vanilla. I really enjoy watching vanilla. So there's some redstone. I think we saw some earlier right when we came down, actually. But But yeah, I mean, it's not easy to find things like diamonds, things like emeralds, because they're just not literally. And this technique just going around here may not be that sensible. But yeah, I mean, I'm going to do another. I think I'm going to do another one on altitude. I still want to do the altitude nether stuff. Apparently, in the nether, it's the only way you can die in creative if you go right underneath the whole nether. That's something actually I didn't know before. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Let's see, we got anything else? Water. That's pretty low down water. Let me out. I'm stuck. There we go. What we got here? Yeah, diamond level is layer 12, so it should be somewhere around it. I don't know though. It's easy on a modded server, because on a modded server a lot of the time you get the diamond factor has actually been changed to be a bit more increased than this. Yeah. So anyway, I mean, I think I've gone through pretty much everything. So I will leave it there, and I may talk about more stuff at altitude, or I may move on to a completely different episode, different topic for next Minecraft features. We will have to see. So that's it for now.